Welcome to The Explainer. So, if you've ever stared at an English word and thought, there is absolutely no way that's how it's pronounced, well, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're going on a bit of a journey through the fundamental unfairness and, honestly, the crazy linguistic traps of the English language. We're going to break down those sneaky words that trip up everyone, learners and native speakers alike, and we'll master them along the way. So, how many of these incredibly common words are you currently mispronouncing? Let's test your knowledge out loud right now as we navigate the totally treacherous waters of silent letters, dive into some really fierce transatlantic pronunciation debates, and untangle a few notorious tongue twisters. Section 1. The Silent Saboteurs, When Letters Lie. Let's start with a really common one. How do you pronounce this incredibly common nut? Go ahead, say it out loud right now, wherever you are. Did you pronounce the L? Well, if you did, you've completely fallen into the trap. The phonetic truth here is that the L is entirely silent in standard pronunciation. It's just almond. You know, the letter L is remarkably sneaky when it comes after a vowel sound, but we actually do this all the time. Think about words like folk or half. In fact, in fast, everyday speech, we regularly drop the L even in words where it technically belongs. We turn already into already or all right into all right. Crazy, right? Let's call out a few more of these ghost letters. Take soften. The T in there, completely silent. Our source material actually shares a hilarious anecdote about a yoga teacher demanding her students to soften the muscles in their face. Don't make that mistake. It's just soften. Then we have poignant, which is a beautiful word meaning moving or touching. That G is a total ghost. It's poignant, drawing from its Old French roots. And finally, nuclear. Okay, this one isn't a ghost letter. It's a ghost syllable that people just invent. There is absolutely no extra U or Y in there. It's simply nuclear. Never nuclear. Section 2. Stress and vowel illusions, shifting shapes. It's amazing how a subtle one-letter spelling difference can trigger a massive shift in how we stress a word. Take desert, the dry, sandy place. It stresses the first syllable, dessert. But add an S and suddenly you get dessert, the sweet treat, which stresses the second syllable, dessert. To really cement this in your mind, try saying this sentence out loud. We had ice cream for dessert in the dessert. Now, watch out for the short it trap. The letters U and E completely masquerade as a short it sound here in words like lettuce, busy, business, and minute. It is not let ooze, it's lettuce. It's not busy, it's busy. To put that into practice, try saying this utterly absurd sentence out loud for me. Give me a minute, I'm a bit busy with my lettuce business. And, you know, we couldn't talk about pronunciation traps without hitting the word pronunciation itself. People stumble here constantly. Why? Because the verb form to pronounce has that really clear O-U-N sound, but when it transforms into a noun, it entirely drops it. It becomes pronunciation. It is incredibly common to hear even native speakers accidentally say pronunciation, but hey, you won't be one of them anymore. Section 3. The Transatlantic Tug of War. UK versus US. What's super fascinating here is how the actual spelling changes to reflect the drastic phonetic differences across the Atlantic. In the UK, they literally add an extra I and a whole extra syllable, saying aluminium. But over in North America, the spelling is shorter and the stress completely shifts to make it aluminum. Let's do a quick rapid fire through some of these common transatlantic splits. For the first word, a Brit might say data, while an American says data. The next one, schedule in the UK versus schedule in the US. Then we've got vitamin going up against vitamin. We have route versus route, privacy versus privacy. And finally, vase versus vase. The crucial takeaway here is that both sides are widely accepted. Your choice really just signals which flavor of English you lean toward. But some words are just having a complete identity crisis. Take the word garage. Because it's a word of French origin meaning to shelter, it has literally fractured into at least 5 different acceptable pronunciations, totally depending on your regional dialect. Just in the UK alone, you might hear garage, garage, or gahage, all stressing the first syllable. Meanwhile, North Americans tend to stress the last syllable, saying garage. It's just one word with endless possibilities. And then, oh boy, there is the fiercely debated baked good. Do you say scone, rhyming with gone, or scone, rhyming with phone? In the UK, this is a seriously passionate regional debate. Both sides are heavily defended by the people who use them, so you can absolutely expect some friendly banter, no matter which side of the jam and cream divide you choose to sit on. Section 4. Lookalikes and tongue twisters. Spelling sabotage? Beard, beer, bird. Visually, they are almost identical, but phonetically, they are completely distinct. To finally separate these in your mind, we have to use some rhyming mnemonics. Imagine a weird beard. Picture a deer drinking beer. Visualize a bear cutting hair. And think of a bird who is a total nerd. These little visual rhymes will anchor those vastly different vowel sounds right into your memory. Avoiding a very specific physical trap is totally crucial here. The star-shaped symbol is an asterisk. The trap is swapping the S and the K at the very end of the word. People constantly say asterisks. To nail this, you really have to look at the end of the word and think of the word risk. It is asterisk. Now here is a massive meaning confusion caused by two words that look and sound almost identical. Ineligible means you are not allowed to do something, like being denied financial assistance. Illegible, without that N, means something is impossible to read, like, say, a dad's messy handwriting. Dropping just one tiny syllable completely changes the reality of the sentence. Section 5. Words even natives butcher. You're not alone. Let's take the computer memory term cache. For years, people have pronounced this cache, but cash is actually a homophone for cash, like paper money. It sounds exactly the same. If you say cachet, you're actually using the word cachet, which means prestige or status. Mixing these up instantly makes you sound a bit confused about whether your laptop has good memory or just a really great reputation. Let's look at 3 more massive native speaker struggles. First up, the coffee, espresso. Listen closely. There is absolutely no X in that word. We have to stop saying espresso. Second, mischievous. People love to add an extra I and say mischievous. Nope, it's only 3 syllables, mischievous. Finally, epitome, meaning the perfect example of something. It is not epitome. It actually demands 4 full syllables to sound correct. Epitome. Okay, now for the ultimate test. I want you to say purple burglar alarm out loud as fast as you can. Go on. It is an absolute nightmare of R's and L's. In fact, it's notoriously impossible for many Scottish speakers to say quickly. Honestly, it's right up there with the famous actor Benedict Cumberbatch, who narrated a whole documentary while famously failing to pronounce the word penguin correctly. So, hey, even the pros stumble. As we start to wrap things up, our source material grounds us in a very comforting philosophy. The most important thing in English is communication, then work on fine-tuning. Basically, your ultimate goal is to make yourself understood, not to achieve some rigid phonetic perfection. These traps are totally fun to learn and they're great for refining your skills, but getting your point across, that's what truly matters. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Looking back over the linguistic journey we just took, which of these words is your personal biggest pronunciation trap? Is it a silent saboteur, maybe a shifting vowel, or one of those transatlantic tangles? Now that you can recognize these traps, you are entirely empowered to communicate clearly, confidently, and without any hesitation. Keep practicing, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.